What's up, guys? Eli here. Got a collection update video for you. As generic as that sounds. I've been buying tons of shit lately. I probably have enough to do at least 2 or 3 videos. I didn't want to do a long, 50 minute video, so I'm gonna break it up. Listening to Necromantia 4 Malice, this album is called. This album sucks, man. I don't know if you guys have heard it or what you think about it. I love Greek black metal. Is probably possibly my favorite black metal, scene of all time. And I do love Necromantia, but this album sucks. At best, it's got decent moments, but it's got just tons of just meandering bullshit that goes nowhere. This song is decent. Some of the earlier songs on the album are decent, but some of the middle is just, I don't even know if I can call it filler. It's just fucking, it's horrid. So anyways, the way I just decided to break this shit up, I guess I broke it up by formats. So I'm not going to show any CDs today. I'm just going to show, I got a bunch of DVDs. I got a nice little stack of records, and I even have a cassette tape. So I'm going to show that stuff, and I'll show the CDs later. We'll just start with the cassette, because it's one cassette. I got this in a trade, and pretty fucking stoked to have this. I've never seen this before, and I'll probably never see it again, to be honest. This is not a band that I don't think I've really ever seen or heard anyone mention. But I discovered them, I don't know, 8-10 years ago or something, by their first full length, and I thought it was fucking awesome. That band is called Hoth. They are a black metal band out of Portugal. This is their debut demo from 1995, Odes to My Black Goddess. Almost all their albums show tits, so there's that. But the music is fucking awesome. I have not heard this yet. Like I said, just their debut album I've heard. I think it's called Rites of the Black Goddess. Once again, shows tits on the cover. Fucking fantastic. So I'm really stoked to have this. Like I said, I doubt I'll ever see it again. This is an original, 95 demo that the band put out. Yeah, pretty stoked. Really cool. Go check out Hoth. Make sure it's the right Hoth, because I think there's a few of them. But Hoth from Portugal, really cool. Next, I'll go to the vinyl. I don't know. I have 5 or 6 records, something like that. Just picked this one up today, actually. And I have never heard this. I have a lot of George Carlin shit on cassette and CD, but nothing on vinyl. Actually, I don't know, I have any stand-up comedy on vinyl, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, I got this for $3, as you can see by the fucking sticker on there. So it's George Carlin, An Evening with Wally Londo. I don't know who Wally Londo is, but I'm a big Carlin fan, so I'm happy to have this. Yeah, nothing to see on the inside, just some advertisements for other comedy records. Anyways, yeah, fuck, man, I love Carlin. And he's in my top 5 comedians of all time, and that will never change. R.I.P. George. Next, we have, I think this is the band from Spain, because I heard them years ago, and to be honest, forgot about them, and that's not because of the band or anything like that, or the album itself, but we all know there's just too much shit that comes out these days. I mean, and it's sad. It's cool and sad at the same time, because a lot of bands and a lot of albums get lost in the fray. But what can you do, man? Anyways, Banished from Inferno. This album is called Minotaur. Check out that artwork, pretty cool. Like I said, death metal from Spain, really good stuff. Just black vinyl, so I won't pull that out, but I will show you it's got some cool shit on the inside. It's got cool printed inner sleeve. That's just lyrics and shit, but this is pretty cool. Yeah, very cool. And it's got a poster of the cover art, which I love when, though I don't usually use them, I do like when albums come with posters. So yeah, there's the cover art a little bigger. Not that you can really see it. It's black and white, so it doesn't have the color that the cover has, but yeah, cool nonetheless. I'll put that shit away later. Next, this is just another random thing that I picked up, just because I don't know if I'll ever play it. I probably will for fun, but I'm a big horror movie fan. Obviously, I've mentioned that a lot of times. You got Famous Monsters Speak. This is just... I've looked it up, and it's literally just, Frankenstein and Dracula and shit talking. It's cool. I got it for like $1. You would have bought it too. You know that. Next, I have always wanted to get something from this band, and I've never I don't have anything up until now, but it's cool because they got 3 albums, and in my opinion, this is by far their best. This is Blasphemophager, or Blasphemophager. I don't know how to pronounce it, never did. But anyways, yeah, man, this is their 3rd album. It is called The Third Command of the Absolute Chaos. This is just killer, thrashy Black Death from Italy. Great stuff. Like I said, they got 3 albums, I believe, and this is their 3rd. And I feel like it's their most mature. Yeah, I mean, just the songwriting. I think everything, they just peaked. I don't want to say peaked, but they've topped themselves on this album. It's really great. It's memorable stuff. There's a really cool song in here that's got guest vocals from Pete Helmkamp from Angel Corpse. And here's a funny story about this album. I take that back. I have owned something from this band before. I used to have the CD. And I don't know if I don't think this is on there because, anyway, first of all, yeah, very cool artwork, Paulo Girardi. But the back, I had never seen the back of the record because I've never seen the record before, and I'm pretty fucking sure the CD doesn't have this part of this. I think it's an alternate cover, to be honest. Because, anyways, yeah, take a look at this. So many dicks, dude. There's dicks everywhere. I mean, I know you've seen dicks on Nunslaughter releases and shit like that, but this is just, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't know shit about art. I mean, that's a lot of dicks to take in at once. No pun intended. But yeah, I don't know. Album is fantastic, and like I said, I do not remember seeing that on the CD. I don't see how I could have missed it. Anyhow, black vinyl, pretty cool booklet here. More cover art, and on the back, more dicks. It's the album cover art. Actually, I think it's different than the album. No, it isn't. So anyways, pretty cool, like I said. It's got, a lot more cool artwork in there, pictures of the band. One of the dudes always wears a gas mask. I'm sure you'll see him. Well, I don't know where he went. Anyways, yeah, man, fantastic album. Check out the band, for sure, if you haven't heard them, but definitely check out this album in particular, because, I think it's their best. You can tell me what you think, though. Anyway, Blasphemophager. Great stuff. Next up, we have... This is a random buy. Metallica 598 EP. This is an original pressing. I think it's been repressed recently. Yeah, nothing to show. I mean, it's Metallica. We all know about it. It's classic stuff. It's the album that came out after Ride the Lightning. Or not Ride the Lightning. This came out after Master of Puppets. And I think it came out in 87, so it was before Injustice for All. So I guess technically this is Jason Newsted's first stuff. I never really had listened. I mean, I've heard all these. It's just got covers. It has covers. I've heard these covers before, but I've never heard them like on this release by itself. So anyways, I do love early Metallica. Always have and always will, and that's that. Ride the Lightning, though, but by far my favorite. And last record I got, this is another totally random buy. This is like an album I've known of for years. Not anything I've ever listened to, and I still haven't played it. I think I've heard bits and pieces from it. We got Tubular Bells, Mike Oldfield. Like I said, I mean, this was the first record to come out on Virgin Records, by the way, 1973. And like I said, I think I've heard clips from it here and there over the years. But over the years, decades even, I've seen this album mentioned in anywhere from like New Age circles to progressive circles. So, I mean, it's always been kind of in my, I don't know, I've always remembered it. So I picked it up. It was like $5. It's most known for, as you probably know, for the theme song to The Exorcist. They use the song off this album for the theme song for The Exorcist. I think it's called Tubular Bells, I think. I don't know. But anyway, that's a fact, and that's where most people probably know it. Alright, I've kind of rambled on about that shit. That's all the music I'm going to show for now, but I'm going to show some DVDs now. I really only plan, as far as going into my collection, which I'm going to do eventually, I'm only going to show my horror stuff. Nowadays, I only buy horror movies anyway. That's the only type of movies I'll actually spend money on. It's mostly the only genre I care about, more or less. But I feel like I'm going to show these anyways just because I bought them and they're cool. Like Death Wish 4. I love the Death Wish series. This is not the best out of them all, but they're all pretty watchable. Um, the first three are great, actually. Fucking Charles Bronson, man. Death Wish. I love Death Wish. So I thought I'd show it. These could be considered horror, so whatever. I'm going to show them anyways. But we got Prometheus. I have it on regular DVD, but I picked this up for like $3. I figured, why the fuck not? Controversial opinion, I guess. I love this movie. I mean, it's fucking far from perfect. I realize that. The storyline, the plot and everything, just so many holes, but visually, obviously, it's amazing visually. It's just so nice to look at. And overall, I really do enjoy it. Like I said, it's not perfect. It could have been way better. The movie that came out after this fucking was terrible. So I like this one a lot better. I also picked up, because I don't think I own it. I might own it, but I'm not sure. I couldn't remember. Alien 3. I'll probably watch it once, and then, because I've seen it before, and it's not too great, but I'll probably give it one more watch and then put it away for good. But it's all right. I don't know. This is cool though. It came with these little cards. I thought that was kind of cool. It came with like 4 of them. They're kind of like postcard size. Some of these I think are old movie posters, but I don't know. I don't know that for sure. But they might be. Got that one. Probably my favorite. That. And that. Maybe they're alternate movie posters for some. I feel like I haven't ever actually seen these. But anyway, cool. It was a cool addition. I'm glad they did that. What I'll do with them, probably nothing, but it's still cool. And these next few, I'll try to show in, I don't know, some sort of order. Because they do go together. First of all, I had been wanting to get this movie for a while, and I bought it maybe a month ago, and I'm like obsessed with it, dude. I've been watching this movie at least once a week lately, which is kind of mind-blowing when you think about it, if you've seen it. This is The Holy Mountain. Check that out. I mean, if that's not mesmerizing, if that doesn't draw you in, I don't know what will. This is a film by Alejandro Jodorowsky. I think it's his second or third movie. Don't even quote me on that. Anyways, it's a great fucking movie. If you're not familiar with Alejandro Jodorowsky, he's a Chilean director. This movie came out in the 70s, maybe 73. I couldn't even really put this movie into words if I tried. It's just, Ben Smasher called it basically like a fever dream. I would agree with that. I would say like a psychedelic fever dream. I've been really getting into these kind of, what would you call this? You know, don't ignore my descriptions because they may not all be accurate, but it's the best I can do. I've been getting into like these kind of avant-garde or like psychedelic movies lately. And if, by the way, if you have any to recommend, throw them out there. If you have anything that's psychedelic or like, I don't know, avant-garde, I feel like that's the wrong word because I feel like I'll get some weird shit thrown at me. And some pretentious shit at that. But anyways, throw me any recommendations you got. I was going to say if you can compare anything to this, but I mean, I don't think anything can compare to this. But what I feel like when I watch this, when I first started watching movies like this, it really bothered me because I felt like I'm watching this movie and I can't fucking figure it out. And that really bothered me because it's like, you know, I'm watching it, trying to make sense of it, trying to figure it out, and I can't. But kind of the way I look at movies like this now is I feel like I'm watching a dream. Dreams don't always make sense. Usually they don't. But that's how I feel about it now. I don't worry about trying to figure it out or making sense of it. I'm just enjoying it for what it is. And this movie's definitely blown my mind. To go with that, I bought... this is his newest movie. By the way, there's a big gap in between. I don't think he did any movies for, correct me if I'm wrong, but 20, 30 years, maybe more. This one came out in 2016. It's called Endless Poetry. From what I've read, amazing fucking reviews. I almost didn't buy it when I first saw it, but scrolled through a bunch of reviews online and almost nothing but great. So anyways, from what I've gathered, from what I have read about this movie, it's his most accessible movie. It's not quite the mindfuck of his 70s stuff, but I guess it still has some of those psychedelic touches, which I certainly hope so, because that's what I enjoy. And I guess this one is, I don't know if you'd call it an autobiography, but it's It's a story about him as a young man growing up in the 40s in Chile. I guess he was a poet, which is something I didn't know about him. And yeah, really looking forward to watching it. I'm going to watch it tonight. And to also go with that, I also own, by the way, El Topo, one of his other movies. I need Santa Sangre. Sangre, something like that. I need that one. And that movie's fucking awesome as well. This one I had known about for a couple years. I think it's only been out for a couple years, but I've been wanting to see it really fucking bad. And it's called Jodorowsky's Dune. And if you can see at the top, it says the greatest science fiction movie never made, because that's exactly what it is. In the 70s, or was it 80s? I think it's 70s, 75 it says right here. As the story goes, Jodorowsky wanted to do a Dune movie. It had not been done yet. It's been done a couple times since then. But anyway, it had not been done yet. Funny story, he never actually read the book, but he knew about the movie, and I think he read, I don't know, what was the story? I can't remember the story. But anyway, he hadn't read the book. But he was very fascinated with the story, and he wanted to make a Dune movie. He had just these massive, massive plans to make it, and long story short, it fell through. It wasn't made. It went on to be made by David Lynch, which I have here. And I've never seen it, but I heard it's a piece of shit. Yeah, anyways. Yeah, he just had massive plans. It was going to have fucking... Starring in the movie, it was going to be Orson Welles, Mick Jagger, David Carradine, Salvador Dali, the artist. And it was going to have music by Pink Floyd. And I thought it was going to have music by Magma as well, but I could be wrong about that. But, yeah, he was working with H.R. Geiger. He was going to do some shit for it. I mean, I feel like it would have been amazing, but it's almost painful to watch. I mean, like I said, knowing that it didn't happen and won't happen. So, yeah, very cool. I also picked this up the other day and watched it once, and goddamn, dude, I thought it was a piece of shit. You guys, I know there are a lot of horror fanatics out there too, so let me know what you think about this movie. I wasn't impressed. I think it's one of those fucking, movies being thrown out on Blu-ray and kind of like, kind of like wanting people to think it's some like a cult classic or something, and it isn't. It's The Sect. It's got Jamie Lee Curtis's sister in it. Dario Argento presents. So he didn't direct it or anything, but I'm not even going to talk about it. It's a movie about a satanic cult, and that right there interests me, but this movie's not interesting. At least I don't think so. Should I watch it again? Let me know. Right now I don't want to. I don't plan on it. Here's the last Blu-ray. I got, like I said, it's in the stack. I have David Lynch's Dune. I'll watch it once at least, but I heard it's a piece of shit. It's got the dude from Twin Peaks and Sting. Sting from The Police. Yeah, I'll watch it once, but like I said, I'm sure it's terrible. But who knows, maybe I'll like it. This one I picked up randomly as well. I've never seen... I'm a big fan of the movie The Ring. I don't really care how you feel about it. I know it's kind of a mainstream movie, but I thought it was great. I have never seen any of the movies that inspired it or any of the originals or anything, but I guess this is one of the movies that inspired the Ring series, and I think this is like a prequel to Ringu, which is the movie that the Ring is based on. So it's Ringu Zero, I guess. Is that yeah. So it's a Japanese movie. Yeah, looking forward to watching that, and I've been meaning to watch Ringu for a long time, the original Ringu, which I don't have, but I really want to pick that up because, like I said, I love The Ring. I think it's a fantastic movie. Yeah, so that's cool. Hopefully that's a good one. Another random buy. I guess these are all random buys. This movie was okay. I picked it up pretty cheap, and I'd wanted to see it since it came out, and I read reviews, somewhat pretty lukewarm reviews, and I pretty much agree with all that I read, but it's worth a watch. I don't think it's worth more than one watch, but it's worth a watch, and that is 31, Rob Zombie's latest movie. Yep, that is a midget with a swastika. Anyways, yeah, cool, very cool cover. And it's decent. It's basically about this movie. It's a movie about these people. It does not go into any detail about who they are. But anyways, they send out people to kidnap other people, and they bring them to their building or whatever it is, and they basically throw them in a maze type thing, and you have to survive, what is it? You have to survive 12 hours, and there's just a bunch of crazy people trying to kill you. And these crazy people that you see on the cover. So yeah, it's decent. Could have been a lot better, but it's decent. Next, I thought I owned this movie. Actually, I think I loaned this out to a coworker and never got it back, if I remember correctly, because I have seen it once. I think I had it on Blu-ray. The Witch. Yeah, you might remember this movie from a couple years back. You've probably seen it. I feel like really fantastic movie. I really liked it. Looking forward to watching it again. Picked this up also because I've seen it one time years ago, and you know, it's just a classic horror movie. Classic Wes Craven, Last House on the Left. Classic rape and revenge story. I think I've only seen it once, and it was a long time ago, so looking forward to watching that again. This one right here has been getting a lot of buzz lately. Came out, I don't know, a couple years ago or something, and I've heard it's really fucking good. Is it a Korean movie? It's definitely Asian, and I think it's a Korean movie, but don't quote me on that. Train to Busan. It's a movie, it's a zombie movie, but it takes place on a train, I guess, so that's kind of original and unique, and I've heard it's really fucking good. Last but not least, we have this movie I saw, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, so I don't remember it too well. Mulholland Drive, one of David Lynch's movies. Like I said, I'm kind of getting into watching, you know, weird movies lately, and this one is, everything David Lynch did is certainly weird, so really excited to watch that again. I'm going to probably watch that tonight. I need to get Eraserhead. Brain Smasher showed that in his little movie video, which is really cool, by the way. Cheers, Ben. And yeah, he talks about Eraserhead, and that movie's fucking nuts. Go check out Eraserhead if you haven't. I feel like if you haven't and you're into horror, I don't know where you've been for the last however many years. But anyways, guys, that's all I got to show right now. Massive stack of CDs I'll probably show you next week if you care to see it. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for stopping by. We'll talk soon. Cheers. Louis says hi, by the way. He's licking his balls on my bed right now. Peace.